Hello, welcome to a very special edition of Logan's Hour. Today we're going to be changing things up. Of course, as you can see, your host Philip Logan is not here, but of course you were blessed with my presence today. My name is Samar Hamoud Logan, and I am joined with a couple other guests that will be joining us very shortly. Thank you, and welcome to the Logan's Hour. Okay, I'm bringing you guys on. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Okay. I am joined by two beautiful ladies. I think a third lady is going to be joining us later on, but for right now, we're going to go ahead and get started. While we're getting started, I'm going to go ahead and ask each of you guys to introduce yourself so everybody can know who is going to be talking today. You guys just go ahead.
My name is Celine.
Thank you, Celine. Our other studio guest, can you please identify yourself?
My name is Florence, but everyone know me by Flo or Cash Flow.
Period. Cash flow uptown. Well, ladies, thank you for joining me tonight on Logan's Hour for a very special edition, and let's just jump right into it.
Thank you for having me.
Before we start, let me sip my wine.
Where my uncle wine at?
Let me sip
Me
this
sip my water.
Sip my tea.
Sip your tea, sip your tea, sip your water, sip your wine, because it's gonna get hot tonight. Let me tell y'all, ladies. Let me tell you
Period.
something. People don't always have to like what you have to say, but you gotta say what you gotta say. So first, actually, I wanted us to talk about relevant topics like um the school shooting. I'm sure that's a very sensitive subject, and I feel like that's something very important that I want us to discuss because it's getting out of hand. So what do you guys, Flo, what do you have to say about that?
Well, as a mother, that really brought my anxiety back up to 100 because I have a toddler who I send to school every morning. And just to think that me sending her off to school and not being able to go pick her up just really throws me off and it puts me into a different mindset. Like I'm in fear, um, you know. But all in all, with um, everything going on, we as parents, we have to take a different approach as far as in like sending our kids to school, how we're going to educate our kids, and things like that. So I think this is a very good subject that is being touched on tonight.
Right. And recently in the news, I've heard that the school district and the police department are no longer cooperating with the case. We're trying to get to the bottom of the case because at first, I know they said it was something about the teacher leaving the door cracked open to bring food into the building for her students, but the teacher got a lawyer, and they found out that, which they have actual video footage of the teacher closing the door again, which to me I find it very funny, um, that they would try to take it that route to say, oh, it's the teacher's fault. But however, after investigating, they found out that the teacher actually shut the door. So the main reason that the boy could get in was because the door was not secure all the way.
As for me, that was one of my questions because I was like, how did he enter? When I first saw the news, the first thing that ran to my mind, I was like, how did he enter? Because back in the days when we was in school, the door was like always locked. So I
Hmm.
was like, how did he? That was the first thing that went to my mind. I'm like, how did he enter the school facility?
And then another thing that caught my attention that really actually blew me away at the time, it was actually I don't want to quote this wrong, 18 or 19 officers in the building when this was going on, police officers. The chief officer that was there, he decided to treat the situation as a hostage situation instead of a actual active shooter situation. So I think I really yeah, I know it was a good over 30 35 minutes, because I just don't want to quote the wrong number, that the kids were in there getting gunned down and the officers did nothing. And I
I
find that
didn't.
very crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's scary. Okay. So next, okay, so yeah, I that's one thing I wanted to touch on, because like I said, I spoke on it before when Philip was on here on his show. I called in one night and I talked about the mass assassination of people that's going on. And after I said that, then next thing I know, after I said that, then the next thing I know, this is going on. And another one that made headlines recently too was somebody, a hospital just got shot up. So it's like, well,
I saw
can't
that this morning.
you can't go to school, you can't go to the mall, you can't go to church,
You
you
can
can't
go
go to the
shop.
hospital. What's going on? Where can we go?
It's
If you
just by
can't
the
go to
grace
Buena
of God.
Noches, then where can you go?
Serious question. Where can we go that's going to be safe for us and our kids?
We just living by the grace of God.
For real.
Cause I always tell people, most of the time, people always say, "Oh, why you guys go out? Why you guys go out?" But for
Right.
my thinking, nah, I feel like stuff happen anywhere. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be east side, west side, north side, ghetto. Like stuff happen anywhere. You can walk out of your house right now and you can get killed by the strip bullet. Like you don't know.
That's true.
So it's just by the grace of God we live in. So every day when you wake up from bed, you just tell God, thank you.
That's right.
Well, hello to everybody just joining us. This is another special edition of Logan's Hour. As you guys can see, tonight we're doing things a little different. I am Mistress Logan. To anybody that does not know me, tonight we're just having open discussion. So please, as our topics flow, if you want to call in or if you want to make a comment, you can comment. Actually, I will not be taking calls tonight. However, I will be reading comments and posting them. For anybody that wants to talk about something or you want to chime into the
You
discussion,
feel me?
I will not be taking calls tonight. Okay, so guys, let's just get it right into it. Um, Celine, how long have you been living here in this community?
Woo. I've been living in Indianapolis since I was 16,
Okay, I was
and
gonna
I'm
say
about
how
to
old
be
you are now.
30.
I was gonna
I'm
say
about to be
I was
30. I'm
yes,
about to be 30 years old June 17. So
and we
you
going
guys
up.
please
Get ready.
get ready
Part
for my birthday.
we going in big. Okay, Flo, how long have you been living in this community?
I have been here since 2005.
That's a okay. That's a very long time.
Yeah,
Um,
but I'm like in and out of the community. I'm not in like most of the
right.
time, like
No, but just as how
consistent.
long you've been here, like living in
In America.
Indiana, in
In Indiana,
Indiana.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
since yeah, '05.
So I feel like you guys have a pretty good idea of some of the topics we'll be talking about. The first thing I wanted to talk about, especially like, okay, I'm sure Flo, you can relate, and one of my things is everybody can relate because we're all women on here. The importance of just women, period, women empowerment, women mental health,
Mm-hmm.
just all of that, like just protecting our women is so important because the women are the ones who keep things running. Like, we take care of everything, but then at the end of the day, who's taking care of us?
Oh.
Like for me, a typical day goes like this. I will wake up in the morning, and this how I go. I'm on goal. Like, you busy, 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 busy until it's time to go to bed, and then you wake up again and you do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But What? Okay, so how do you feel in this community they handle just women? Let's just say the mental health of women. Let's just start there. Anyone of you guys are free to chime
You said how to handle mental health women in this community.
in this specific Indiana community.
Um, from my opinion, I don't think they handle mental health people in a type of way. I just feel everybody handle everybody the same, and some people handle people different way. And the biggest thing of this community, I know this is favoritism. So people, a lot of people don't really care about people's feelings.
Because I
So
know you are somebody
and
that
a lot of Liberians don't really speak on mental health.
Mensa, you are somebody that's speaking from experience because you went through something traumatic recently with your brother. So
Yeah.
you definitely have experience into, how that goes.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, apart from my brother's situation, apart from my family, and you, my strong supporter, like you, number one, Bonnie, it was nobody. There was no community person that ever reached out to me before. All through my panic attack, it was
Uh,
never, yeah, it was never a community person who like ever reached out. And I see a lot of young kids in this community who struggle with mental health each and every day.
Yep.
Nobody talks about it. A lot of people
mhm.
just brush it off. And sometimes a lot of kids go through stuff within this community, the areas, then, oh, they're on something, they're on this. That's all Liberian talk about. That's each and every day. Liberian people within Indiana don't take mental health seriously.
Yes, that is very true. Um, I wish I would see more of like when you're in college here, people offer, they offer that institution offers like free counseling, therapy, stuff like that. That's something I wish I'll see more of for people to just sit and talk to somebody. Because sometimes you don't want to talk to your husband, you don't want to talk to your sister, you want to talk to somebody outside of what's
Right.
somebody that you can feel more, that you can just that you don't know
Yeah.
in other sense. Um, I bring this up because recently, well, Flo, are you on the community chat room?
I am not.
Okay, so Celine, are you?
Yes, I'm in the community chat room.
Okay. Well, recently a topic came up in the chat room, which I love the chat room. It's an open place for everybody to come on there, express themselves. Everybody have the right to free speech. Everybody have the right to free opinions. So I love the chat room for that. Where that's such a brilliant place, to disseminate information to everybody all at once. You know, do you know that it's 277 people in the chat room? It's two. So
Not yet.
anything
I
anybody
noticed
posts,
that yesterday.
yeah. So anything anybody posts in the chat room, 277 people are seeing it. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing for everybody to be able to really participate to that magnitude. So recently on the chat room, I don't know if you've seen or not, Pam, but uh a topic was brought up that it was pertaining to me, I suppose. um, that an individual stated that I needed to go seek a divorce lawyer. So let me ask you guys, being that another young person of this community saying to another young person of this community that publicly among 277 people that they need to go and seek a divorce lawyer, because, well, it's public information, like I said, because 277 people saw it. What do you guys make of that? Fam, I'll start you, then Flo, you can come in next.
For me, I felt that was not a nice thing to say because this is like I said, this is 24th century, 24th, 21st century, whatever. But like people within this community need to know it's just not this community. People in this war, especially Liberians, I'm gonna speak on them because that's where I'm from. They didn't know how to compose certain when it come on the line of certain things, they didn't know how to compose. Because when I saw that yesterday, even there was even coming for you and coming for the organization. When I saw that yesterday, I felt some type of way because it's a lot of female in this community and the husband is in this organization.
Let me
So
sip
when
my
some
wine.
people,
Let me sip my wine.
so when some of us went out on there and we saw certain things, as for me, I felt some type of way, and I felt like if I wasn't trusting my man, nobody is perfect. But if I wasn't trusting my man, I was going to feel like he's cheating because the way the person pulls. So, like for you, somehow that's like emotional distress. It
Yes.
is emotional distress because in no way somebody just gonna come out and say, "Oh, you need to start getting ready to take your hot pills, hot breakup pills, and go get your yeah,
So many drunk by sipping too much wine on that because you're talking too
and
much.
go get
Let me
you
sip
a
my wine.
divorce lawyer because your husband is having an affair with somebody within the community. Basically, they say somebody on the south side. And I feel stuff like that can make people distressed. And a lot of people in the community, a lot of people within that group, their wife is pregnant. What do you guys think? What will happen when people seeing stuff like that? Where you at, somehow?
Listen, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I feel as though, just by that statement, I'm just taking myself out of it. However, I'm putting women into it. Um, that's just an attack on. I personally viewed it as an attack on women in this community. That's how I saw it because they're, and that statement was such a broad statement. You're including people's moms, you're including mothers, you're including people. That's people in the community have their parents here. It's so many people on that group chat. We have a we have a comment here from Ellen B. Dundas. She said, I think the best way women can handle or deal with mental health is for us women to come together and put our differences aside and support each other. Showing love to each other can play a big role in our community.
That's
Totally,
true.
100%. And that's something you see here too often. It's actually, I'm sure in every community you go and you will see it where instead of like people coming together, and specifically that I've observed, the same individuals that are preaching unity for the community or the voices of the community or we want unity in the community are the same individuals bringing division, are the same individuals that are starting up hatred. Those, if you can't say you want unity and then you make like you and then you do something completely opposite. It doesn't match. Your words
Right,
have to match your actions. If your words don't match your actions, then what does that say about your character?
right. Talking down on people.
It doesn't work. Flo, so let me ask you. I'm sure you. I know you said you're not on the chat room, but I'm sure you're listening in on what the conversation my sister and I are
Yeah.
having. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, I remember when the whole thing with Will and Jada happened, and Denzel Washington said something like, "In your highest moment, be careful because that's when the devil either comes to steal your joy or he comes for you."
Yep.
So I feel like, and this is for everyone. I feel like when we're at our highest point, there will be people close to us or people that we call friends, family, acquaintances, whoever that will come to test you. God don't only use people to help you. God uses people to help you, but the devil also use people.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like I mean, I'm not part of the chat, but when I heard something like that, it just makes me think like, you really cannot listen to what other people have to say if it's not something that you align yourself with. So,
Right.
Bad energy. I'm gonna drink to that.
yeah. So I mean, it's such a
Let me sip my
touchy
wine.
subject because I'm not married. You know, I'm not. But I do understand how you would feel if somebody, um, how I would feel if somebody was to put something like that in the group chat that everyone has had access to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, ladies, I'm gonna mute myself for just a second. If you guys can just go ahead and just continue on without me for just 1 second.
Bet.
Commercial.
That brick.
So, Florence,
What's up, girl?
tell people about your health braiding stuff.
So, for everyone who don't know me, I am Florence. I'm licensed cosmetologist. I've been doing hair for a while now since I was young, but I'm also a professional. So I do um, take this as a professional business, even though and I haven't really been in the community like that. I've been in and out, but I love my people. I come in when I can. Um, Fatty keeps saying to show my face. I'm cooking, man. I can't show my face while cooking. I'm looking, that's right now. So yeah, I do braids, locks, twists. I actually just started a new position at Smart Style on Monday, so you guys will be able to book with me to do a company. I'll be doing um, weave, wigs, sew in, silk presses, you name it. I'm doing everything because I've been
Yes,
limiting myself.
she did my sister beautiful hair that she have on her head.
Y'all,
I don't know how to act.
We have a comment here from Jima Funny Bella. She said,
that's my sis.
"Period,
That's my lawyer, KB's mommy.
period." Okay, if you want to take care of anybody, contact her.
Period. She said,
She said, "I think as women." Oh, go ahead and read it. For go ahead.
my sister said, I think as women, I think we as women should start or continue with the basics, such as just saying hi and smiling at one another in public. Let's start or continue supporting one another. This alone can lift a person up mentally on days where they feel like giving up or just feel alone. Oh, that just touched my heart, girl, because
Yes, just a
she,
simple thing as a hi. Can you think I can fix somebody's whole day and you don't even know it?
or especially someone who's a first time mom or a new mom. Like my sister just had a beautiful baby boy, and I know some of you just had a son too. So I feel like we as women really do need to be the voice. Like if we see somebody like throwing shade or just like being ugly, like can we twist that around and just be positive, or just a hi, like my sister said, just saying hi, but like not a forced high. You don't have to be forced to be, cordial
Not a
or
fake eye.
respectful. Yeah, not a fake. Yeah, because I can tell, I can smell a fake. But what my sister and me is like from experience in this, it's a lot of like still faces or like resting bee faces. Like we just need like
Yeah.
I mean we're all women. We all have intuitions. We can all feel a negative energy. We can all feel negative vibes. So like just starting, like she said, the basics of just saying hi. Um, Most of us are mothers, so we need to, and we have kids watching us. It's time. I feel like we're all on one accord when we say it's time for us as women in the community to come up as one, not just unite, but really like support each other, like
Support each
as the
other.
yeah,
Support each
like the
other.
men. I'm really proud of the men. Like when I went to the IYMA and saw how put together the program was,
Let me
it
drink
just
to that.
it just made me
Thank
think like,
you.
okay, women, where are we? We're out on a group,
We far beyond my sister. Let me
We need
tell
to
you,
catch
because
up.
people can put their pride aside to come and work with their sister. Then
But my
Yeah.
bestie with
It's always a problem.
with pride comes destruction. And how much longer are we gonna keep putting our pride up? We're gonna keep going to the men and stuff and be having fun, and then we don't have anything else for us women,
Tell
you
me about
know.
it.
And I'm very like I would love like to support other people, but it's like how Samar said,
Yeah, I told Pam. That's why I called you today. I told Pam. I said, you know, when we had that conversation, I really like your energy. I just feel like I like your energy. I just feel
thank
like our
you.
energies just kind of click. I
Yeah,
love, I love people who show love. I love anytime I
period.
meet somebody who's like very affectionate towards another human
Women.
being.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that so much
it's our
because
love.
I'm all for support. I'm all for love. That's like from my major thing that I stand on. I treat others how I want to be treated. If
Yeah.
you if you treat
Golden
me,
rule.
I treat others how I want to be treated. If I don't want you to do this to me, I would never do it to you.
So true.
So, Jemma, we want to know. I asked you a question. Will you come on our show one day? Can I send you a Can I send you a link?
Yes, she does. We definitely need her on here.
Can I? Can I?
We need more people in the health field
Yes,
to
we need
speak
a.
on mental health because a lot of youth nowadays go through a lot.
Go through
We
Yes,
so
need that.
much.
This is the time. This is actually the time
I
for
know,
older folks.
especially the way everybody just getting out of quarantine. I know that was such a hard time for
We
many
need a
people
lot of people to intervene in this community
because
to
we're
talk
locked
to we the
down.
young people.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And like that's what she said. I wish we had some sort of organization, like Flo was
Hmm.
saying. Yeah,
One thing that you talked about, Tamara, was the mental health and how they treat our mental health
in
in the
African
community.
homes. Let's just say
Yeah,
in
but
African
also
homes.
what goes
Mm.
hand in hand with mental health is postpartum after you have a baby.
Oh
And
yeah, we spoke about that
like,
today.
yeah, um, I just feel like it's overlooked, and some people say it's
Everybody get
overrated.
problem there.
Some people don't think it's that of a serious matter until
Oh
somebody
yeah,
hurt
kills
themselves or they
like
find
hang
themselves.
themselves or something like that.
Hmm.
Overdose.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, and postpartum looks different for every mom, for every woman,
Oh
because
yeah.
not only mothers go through postpartum, women,
mm,
because we have cycles. We have to get our nails, our hair. When our hair is not done, we have postpartum stress. So when our nails not done, we just have so much that we
Panic
deal
attack.
with as women, and then all we ask for our men to do is to just simply watch. No, but all
tell me
jokes
about it, my
aside,
sister.
it's like
No, that's a serious thing. Like you said, one thing you said that postpartum looks different for every woman. Depression looks different for every woman.
mhm,
Depression for one woman can be like high. You get a big high, and then like you get a big high, a big
Hmm.
energy rush, and then you crash, and then you don't want to be bothered for several days at a time. Then it goes back. It's like, or some people they're like they can be social, but at the same time they're still depressed. You will never know they're depressed. So
yeah.
that goes along the way. A
That's
sister
true.
was saying of just saying hi. Somebody could like just smiling at somebody. Nobody an enemy. So when you see somebody, you don't
We
gotta look
are
at them.
struggling. We all going through something that we can't even speak about.
You don't
We
have
all
to
are mentally just
look at
here
your
by the
friend
grace of
up
God.
and
People
down.
take their anger on other innocent people for no reason. Postpartum comes in a different shape and
Yeah,
form.
and like in African
I'm mental
homes,
illness.
they don't really consider like they don't. I don't want to say if they don't know it or if they
Know
don't
it.
really consider it. I don't
They
like
don't know when it's happening, I think, because
the thing. Oh, you had a baby 7 months ago, 1 year ago.
let
Oh,
you not have the
long time been it. A long time, man. No, some people
you
can start
know.
postpartum when their kids are like 3 years old. Self.
Yes, or when our kids just there, like
I can speak of
postpartum.
that.
Like, and
Well,
then
it's the same as mental health. Even just being a woman, you can have, you know, post-traumatic, just stuff from your childhood, because all this stuff starts from our childhood, you know. So with us who have kids, it's time for us to start to mold our kids
That we
right
need
now.
to practice checking on each other
Uh-huh.
because
Yeah.
we never know what our friends are going
I'm
to.
going
So
through.
true,
Oh yeah.
Ellen.
That's why I make it a mission of mine. I check on all my friends there. If like you don't hear from me in a week, or I'll send you a text just saying hi. Or I try to. I know everybody busy. This is America. Everybody is busy. Everybody has something
Mhm.
going on.
Yep.
But just to say hello, the person will feel like, oh, my sister was thinking about me today.
Yeah.
It's a very
And I think this community as a youth, we need to come together.
We should
yes.
stop
And
seeking someone desperately.
everybody needs to put the differences aside. Like,
The
That's
youth,
gonna
no
be
talking
that's
down.
that's gonna be the real challenge. But we can challenge ourselves, women. We can, if we can go out to party, if we can go, if you can sit to
them,
gossip with people, then you can, we can really come together and build a very strong team and beat the men inside. We can compete. We need to be competing with the men and not competing with us. Well, us women.
Yeah.
The men are, competition. If the men see us sticking together, it will be hard for a man to disrespect or for a man to downplay somebody else.
So true.
My cousin said, great suggestions to keep peace and speak. Let's be sure you do and be the change you want and suggest to see.
of course,
Big facts.
always. If you want to, if you have to be the change you want to see. So you can't say, oh, do what I say and not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
And
said,
Michael Jackson
that's a
said, if you want to
contraction.
make a
You can't
change,
say you want to
Yeah,
communicate
we
something
do.
better,
It's a
then you
lot
jump
in this
up.
community.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's you can't. You gotta say. You gotta say what you mean and mean what you say. You can't say do what. If I'm up here telling people,
What I
oh,
say,
don't
don't
do
do, I
this.
do.
If I'm up here telling people, oh, let's do this. What a lot of people really don't know about me, I don't, my peace is important to me. Um,
mm-hmm.
so
It
I,
is. It's a lot of competition.
because
It is.
on a daily basis, we deal with a lot. A- Any individual, we deal with a lot on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, just speaking for myself, when I feel like anything is going to hinder my peace of mind, that will interrupt me from taking care of my kids, that will interrupt me from passing on my classes, that will interrupt me from just having stress-free life. Um,
That's all my classes. That will interrupt me from just.
I'm gonna avoid that because, and I would, and you know, like, and I just want us to. Oh, hold on, I'm reading somebody's. What Olivia said, especially in our Liberian community, the competition is too much. Olivia,
Competition for, like, what is the competition about? Like, which competition, when people say that there is competition, what is the competition with? What is it about? I keep seeing competition. Who's competing with who?
let me say this. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I made this statement within the chat room. Flo, you have to get in the chat room. Let me tell you.
No,
Oh,
no, please help me out.
honey,
I
for
made
both.
this.
Just ask your sister.
I made this
What you
comment in the
did.
chat room a couple of weeks ago. I said, you know, like, let me give an example. Let's say Peter and Paul. Peter gets something going. Peter starts something.
Mm-hmm.
Paul see Peter thing. Paul said, "Oh, Peter." Paul
Okay,
didn't
I
tell.
see what you're
Paul
saying.
didn't tell Peter. Oh, Peter, I like you. But instead, Paul went and told Peter idea. So now, instead of Paul said, "Oh, thank you, Peter, for bringing the idea," Paul said, "Oh, Peter, my idea better than your idea." That's the mentality we're talking about.
That's a
It's the
good,
best mentality, I
So
think.
but
instead of telling your friend Paul, "Oh, Paul, thank you for bringing that idea up," I think I can better. I think I can contribute to that idea too. Paul didn't say that. Paul went and took Peter's idea and instead of giving Peter the flat
His
the
flower,
thank you,
basically.
and telling the brother thank you, Peter went. I mean Paul went and said, "Oh, Peter, that thing do not nothing, man. My own 10 times better than your own. It don't have to be like that. Paul can do it. Peter can do it. Nothing's Paul." That's the mentality we are discussing.
For me, I really don't. I want to say I really don't see competition, but I don't want to speak on it because everybody has their own opinion. From me, I'm going to speak on the favoritism. That's one of my
Mm,
problems I see in
okay.
this community. Favoritism. Some people take side.
Mm,
People come to them with news, they just take side. They don't even ask the other party. They just listen to one person. People come in and say something, they just listen to one person. That's the biggest thing within this community. And this is the reason some people stay away from in
mm-hmm.
this community a lot. Because I feel like when a youth doing something, if the area person cannot come
Oh,
in, they should stay
I'm
out.
so glad
But
you brought
most of
that
the
up
time,
because
a lot
my
of the
next
old folks
question.
within this community, they don't listen. They just listen to who they care about, who parents, child, and favor. That's the thing I see most of the time in the community. Like, oh, that's my friend with this person, child. I'm gonna take this person's side. Oh, the other person too ghetto. Oh, they want smokes. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do that. They look down. There's a lot of folks within this community who look down on other people's kids, and that's my main problem within this community.
I'm glad you brought that up, Pam, because my next question was going to be, um, and this is for everybody. I want everybody to chime in on this. Um, what do you guys make? I notice a lot of things that go on. Some of um some of the elders in the community don't really speak on it often. Why do you guys think that is? Do you guys think maybe it's because the amount of disrespect that's in this community from the youth, people want to try and avoid that?
I don't think so.
Yes and no.
Why you say that, Flo?
Yeah. Well, some of the youth act like they begin to they act like they know it all. So and I'm only saying yes and no for some of the youth. Not all the youth
Right.
can act
Yeah,
like
that's why I said not all of them.
not all.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that is how some people look, at the youth like, the other one in all you can see man is going out. Who come and go help somebody who always wants to and that's just their perception of the you know youth that they don't want to help.
Right. Well, I think, especially from my personal opinion, I think what it is,
Oh wait,
it
Brittany says something about I think it's competition in women in general. Women thinking they're better than the next.
yeah, it is. That's a thing
Mm,
too, where
that is
women look down on each other because of a circumstance that somebody is currently going through.
right.
Right.
Nobody is better than the next person. Nobody.
None.
No.
I don't
I
care if
think
you get 50 businesses. I don't care if you're the first person in and out to open business. That does not mean you should treat people like, crap. That doesn't mean you should look down on somebody because somebody is trying to build themselves up. But I do see
Right.
that a lot in the community, people looking down on other people because, oh, the person not get business. Oh, the person not go to school. The person can, it's
And
just
the
yeah,
compare all the
compare
look where they live, oh look what they do, look how they
what they're
dress, look how they
doing.
do this.
yeah.
Oh,
And
they
I
didn't
wish
even go to
people,
school.
instead of doing that, I wish they would just maybe reach out. Maybe the person need help. Some people, a lot of people here, they have their kids that they're taking care of, they're struggling. So you can't see somebody and just place a judgment just because of somebody, just like off the surface. You always got to get to know somebody first. Everybody going through their own little thing.
People have a problem with people, they involve people, kids,
Yeah,
family.
that's a good point my sister made. Kids and never ever this. I feel like this is a big taboo. Big taboo. Talking about kids, talking about people wives, talking about
People
people's
on their family.
People
All
talk,
those
yeah,
stuff.
talking about people, family, talking about that's
Yeah,
just it's uncalled for. It's unclassy to discuss people family. Is very distasteful.
it is.
It's just not. It's not a good look for any young man or young women. Is very distasteful and very unclassy. So
Mhm.
I feel like, and like what I was going to say, definitely. I feel like some of the things as far as the elders not really wanting to really get too involved into some of the issues that the youth are facing is because of, and for me, I always say this is a big problem that we have in this community. I'm just gonna go ahead and say before I say it, let me sip my wine. Mentality. People's mentality shape plays a major role. I'm gonna in how they how in their perceptions of every situation that they encounter. Your mentality is everything. Your mentality will tell you how to deal with people. Your mentality will tell you how to handle situations, how to handle. Your mentality is everything. And I feel like a lot of people in this specific community mentality speaks for itself. That's all I will say.
Yep.
What Brittany said. Brittany
I
said,
don't think I don't think the older people are afraid of
my,
the youth.
my sister should fling her hair again.
I mean,
I just think it's the fairy tale thing. Like I'm still speaking on. It's the
yeah.
side thinking.
And then also, y'all, we are getting to the point where we are about to be the elder.
Don't
When
sit
we,
it. I beg you. I
I'm
fight for
just
you.
saying, we hitting
Uh-uh.
Ted.
Uh-uh.
So we're
Say
going to be
it.
the elders of the community. So I think that's why we all like are on one accord about like as we get older, older, who's gonna help the youth? Who's gonna plan things in the community? Our
And
mom
that's
and dad
the
did.
example I'm trying to set because
Yeah.
that's stuff I want to do. Like I've been in this community for a while now, and on a serious note, it's not apart from my family and family friends, it's nobody I ever seen that have like youth, just a youth workshop.
Yeah.
Just like,
That's actually
oh,
something
we can
I
come.
that's actually
You can go
something I've
ahead.
been really looking forward to seeing happen in this community, but I have not seen yet. I hope maybe in the near future we can see something like that. Fatima, I know you're watching. That's something I really love to see, like a workshop. Even if you don't
It's
want to do all the youth, a women's day for a youth
mm,
women's day, just a day for the women to just come together
come
and
together,
build each other up. That's something
networking,
I've been wanting to see for some time.
recording.
That's true, because I think that would be better. It would help because a lot of people have issues with people. People gossip. A lot of people don't know how to express themselves when somebody do them wrong. They take it to tail party, puff party. So
Right.
all this stuff just
The
cause
sea
chaos
body.
in this community.
So
Mhm.
what do we do? I mean, as women that have been in the community, what can we do moving forward? What
Like
is
your
our
sister
plan?
said, say hi. Say
Right. That's
hi.
the first step.
Say hi. Let's start
Say
there.
hi with
Say
all your heart
hi.
and mind, not just saying hi because
Smile.
you want to say hi.
Oh
You
my
have to
gosh.
embrace the hi.
Smile.
You
Say
need to
hi. Oh
embrace
my
it.
gosh. Jesus Christ. Just smile. Oh, for me, I love smiling business. So, no, there, everybody see my 32.
Period.
But I
The
feel like
way, like the way the 26 is coming up. I know the community has stuff, planned. I know the men have stuff planned, but there should be something. Which I know my twin sister. She's really good with the helping with the youth,
She
and I'm
take
really
that.
proud of her. Huh?
Fatima didn't come up here. Fadi is one of the youth within this community. For me, I don't break
yes.
low. Fadi, I'm gonna call her name number one because I guess you watching it. Thank God, Florence. Yeah,
Fatima, can we send you the
Fatima,
link?
Fatima,
Yeah, Freddie, come
sometimes
on.
I feel like the reason some of them participate in a lot of things that go on within this community, especially the youth,
Um,
because Fatima takes
Okay.
Fatima listen to certain people point and don't listen to certain people point.
Fatima,
And
can
I
you
feel like as a
let me
youth
pause you
person,
for a
you need to
second,
be
Pam.
last to speak. You need to
Let
be
me,
the very last person to say anything.
Fatima, can I
And you
send you a
always
link and you
allow
can
certain
join
people to
us?
say certain things, and
Uh-huh.
you don't want other people to say certain things. And that's not nice. Everybody needs to speak out for themselves.
Pim, do you feel like it's just personal, or do you feel like it's like that with like
No, it's not
Okay,
personal. It's
I'm
not just
sending the
me.
link,
That's what I'm trying
Fatima.
to say. I'm
yeah?
trying
I'm
to say
sending
it's
you the
not
link.
just me. It's not just Pin. I don't have Fatima. I don't have a problem with me. I don't have a problem with Fatima. But I'm trying to say it's just vice versa. It's just a lot of people are saying that she do that too. Like I
Yeah.
said, when you come on the community chat, you probably
Mm-hmm.
gonna see where I'm coming from. It's not
Okay.
like it's just me. No.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to make but you said send her the link so she can
I'm sending her. I'm sending it right now, Fatima. I'll send it. Check your messenger.
Yeah, I just feel for her position within this community, she
yeah.
is. I want her to be the last to speak on certain things. Like with the
Okay, I
youth.
wanna while Fatima join us, I'm sorry, Pam. I wanna this comment she made, let me read it and now I wanna speak on it. Fatima said, "Yeah, come, let's have an event, but also feel free to organize events in your own capacity." Okay, I just want to speak on this just a little bit. I'm just gonna speak for myself. That's it. Um, I've been in this community. Okay, has she joined us? No, not yet. Okay, in this, I feel like as though um and for this particular statement right here, it's been so many events that have been planned, and I see the same individuals planning those activities. And nobody, only one person, and I love her so much for reaching out to me. I was so excited. The first lady reached out to me this going past a certification program they had. She said, "Hey, Sama, can you please, donate the certificates to us?" I was so happy. I did the certificates. I did all the certificates. I got a folder for the certificates. I was very happy to do that. But that was the first time somebody has ever reached out to me to say, "Oh, Sama, we got this program going on. Can you help us?" Because that's anybody that knows me know that's what I do. I love like planning stuff. That's my like extracurricular activity, you can say. I love planning stuff. I love putting stuff together. That's what I like to do. But nobody, they reach out to the same people. And when we go to these events, I feel like when you want to, like, when you're doing something like that, try to mix it up. So, because everybody has different ideas they can bring to the table. So, as far as, to like feeling free to organize things in our own capacity, we are not like, we have the power to do so, but like until somebody can actually like reach out to us and incorporate us in the planning process, we cannot just jump up and say, "Oh, we're playing LAI team." We can't
Mm-hmm.
play LAI team. We don't have position in LAI to play LAI team.
Right.
So you guys can come to us. Like the difference, go to different people. I always just see the same people different. The same Peter Paul John on the planning committees. So that's my thing. If somebody, I was so happy when the first lady reached out to me and was like, "Oh, Sama, can you fix these certificates?" I was like, "Sure, no problem." And I was busy. I had like 3 tests. I have my 2 kids. I have a 7-month old. I have a 2-year-old. If those of y'all who know, y'all know. I work and I still found I found time and I got it done. So that's my input on that.
Fatty, you on yet?
No, she's not on there
She
yet.
not said everyone knows who the youth chair is. If you are interested in participating in any event being planned or have idea, you can reach out to her.
I'm aware, but how can we know what's going on if like let's say we have no knowledge of it being planned, we just see the flyer. I know when I
Like
seen
I said, as for me, I'm not, how should I say it? I'm not within this community like that. So
Mm,
I just see
me
stuff
neither.
on the LAI chat. So
yes,
like, and we're not just talking about the LAI event.
Yeah,
No,
that's
we're talking about we youth within this community. It's a lot of youth within this community that when like certain event when you go on and when you see them, you don't even know they're from this community. It's a lot of youth within this community that they're not participating in anything, in nothing.
I agree with you, Jima. We can all volunteer. That is very true. I know a lot of times for a lot of these programs, Fatima toes the weight for most of it. I do know that. But one thing, and if we can all carry the load, it will be so much better, and I'm sure it'll be 10 times more fun to attend. But I'm just like I said, I'm just speaking for me personally. I don't I can't just intersect myself into something unless I am invited into it. Unless somebody said, "Oh, time I weigh 2 cents on this," then I say, "Okay, yeah, my 2 cents."
Mhm.
um as I have not. I'm I'm guilty when it comes to me being in the community and like planning things for the youth. So I do give it to my sister that she takes the time out to you know put these events. But I did ask about with the 26 coming up, besides LAI having stuff, are we gonna have anything for the youth, or is there anything else that we can have? Like, for example, a fashion show or a hair show. That's something that I feel like
Yes, that's
I
something I've been waiting for, like
yeah,
some
I
type
have
of
not seen
fashion show.
some type of
By the way, they
instructional.
have a lot of kids within this
Yeah,
community that have time. We can come together, do stuff,
we
give
can. There's
people
there is
awards.
other communities, the Nigerians, the Sierra Leoneans. There are they can do that. Whatever you want to
I
say,
might
but
send to
you
the
want to say.
link. She's online. She's ready to come.
I sent it to her. Tell her to check your messenger.
To do the link sent to you in your messenger, just click it if you
Maui
want.
says so. We're gonna start seeing y'all in the community.
Yeah, so
Yes,
we'll start
Maui.
seeing you flow. I
Maui,
promise to
you'll
flow
be
into
seeing
the
my face
community.
more often. Yes.
Dama, why you know you always see me?
Yeah,
I'm going to this 2022, Annie. I'm going
Oh
to be
no.
on your community thing.
Okay. Oh, I see you. Okay, I see you.
Maui
Fati.
said you. Oh,
Okay, here
oh,
you are.
You
Hello.
ain't
oh,
missed
Fatima,
much.
my sis, the honorable
Welcome,
Miss
welcome,
Fatima.
Patty. Welcome.
I
Yo,
the
woman,
youth,
cannot.
don't let
the
you beat
youth
up.
chair herself.
Hey,
Yes,
you, chair. Tutu, the
What's
link
up,
is in
ladies?
your inbox.
Oh, she said she's
Um,
taking tests. Okay,
Uh-huh.
take your
Okay,
time. No
okay.
Now are
worries.
you sure
Take
you
your
want to join
time.
us? You get put
Mama,
people
you can
here.
join.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tutu.
Mama,
I
just
mean,
keep the word.
so Fatih, like was discussing, first of all, voluntary for programs,
Mhm.
within a community under the youth chair. We're talking about, incorporating, more youth into events that take place under LAI. That's what we're discussing. And I know, like I told them, I said, I know for a lot of the events, you told a lot of the weight on your shoulders being the youth chair. However, I feel like if you were to reach out to more people and incorporate more people, that would be like we could share the work. And now I know. Anyway, let me let you speak. Go ahead.
well, hello
Oh,
everyone. I know that you
Hey,
guys don't take the time
Fatty.
for me to introduce myself, but I will go
please
ahead and
do.
introduce myself.
Yes.
Um, I am
Whoa, whoa.
I am Fatima Famule, the youth chair for the Librarian Association in Indiana, and I just want to say thank you for having me.
I said.
And I'm here to clarify anything and to answer questions. Um, yeah, some questions.
We
Yeah,
get two people watching.
so I'm here.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Fuck
know
So
this
that
my,
you
my
guys
what
recording.
my
are.
statement for me, my statement that I made was simply, I feel like the same Peter Paul John are always on the committees to plan events, and I would like to see new names. Like for example, when the first lady, that was the first time anybody has ever reached out to me to say, "Oh, Sama, can you do this?" The first lady reached out to me for a certificate. I was overjoyed. I was happy, and I did it. So, like I was telling your sister said, we can reach out and volunteer anytime. For me,
Mhm.
I can get my 2 cents unless somebody asks for my 2 cents. Because that's just me. So, I would like for you guys to reach out to more people than it seems Peter Paul John to be on committees to do things.
Do you want me? Is that a statement, or you want me to respond to that?
It's a statement, but you can respond. That's just how I.
Okay.
That's how I personally feel. Like I will. I feel like we should try to reach out to new faces and incorporate more youth into youth events, not the same Peter
Mm.
Paul John.
Okay. So, you do make a point, and that is something that I actually debated with someone this past graduation program, because I was looking at it from one from one lens, right?
Of course.
I'm like, okay, well, the community knows that we are having an event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And us being in America, most of the time people always reach out, like people will reach out to you who planning the event, like, hey, is there anything I can do? Do you guys need help? So that's where I was coming from. But then um a community member was like, no, 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 Fatih, that's not only it. um you guys supposed to also reach out to the community. And I'm like, okay, well then we could do both. uh and I think that's one of the things that we've not been doing was reaching out. We just post things in there and maybe expect people to reach out to us. And it's a lesson learned.
Yeah,
And
like for
right.
me, I have so much to offer. I have a story. I do photography. I cater. I decorate. I have a storage full of like stuff. Like
Nice.
I have so much things that I can offer. But first, I don't just want to intersect myself. I have like we have somehow we got this going on. What's going on?
But also, Summer,
That's what
just
I
keep in
love to
mind
do.
though.
Um I love planning stuff. That's what I was telling your sister and Pam right now. That's one of my like things that I love. I love planning activities. I like putting stuff together.
Somehow you need to put the number for them to call.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get that, but if you don't, I didn't know that you do these things. I didn't, what if somebody don't know that
That's true too.
you do
Yeah, I don't
photography?
advertise it enough.
Yeah,
That's true.
so,
That's true.
right, right,
You don't
right,
talk
right.
about it.
So
Just
it's
me.
difficult. And for me, I believe in what John F. Kennedy says. It's what you can do for your country. And that's how
Mm.
I look at the same thing within the community. I expect us to be patriotic to our
That's
community as
true.
well. We should reach out too.
Yeah,
And
right.
Yeah, that's true.
and
You're right.
yeah, and this is something for the next administration, that hey, you can do both. Reach out to the people. Reach
Yeah,
out to them for help.
Because I
that's
mean,
true.
the community is what like that's the foundation for
Really quick, guys. This is if you guys want to call in and make any comments and make any statements regarding the topic that we have going on right now. You can call this number I put on the screen. I will leave it on for a second. And
It's
you
not.
guys can feel free to call in. I'll be posting it periodically throughout the show. Okay, go ahead, Fatih.
No, I've said what I needed to say for that
Okay.
statement.
So what I want to ask you, I know how do you feel about youth involvement in this community?
And how do you feel about my question that I was asked? Actually, my statement I was making because it wasn't a question.
Okay, so I'm going to answer that question, and then I will need you to please repeat the statement. But to answer your question, Sama, the youth, I think we have made some progress, but because
You're laughing.
um because election is coming up, that that now has brought a little bit of some sort of bad, how can I say, some sort of division,
Bad taste,
or yeah,
distasteful.
bad
Let me get.
taste. Yeah,
I got plenty of
That
adjectives
vibe.
for it.
yeah, that has brought it because the last event we had, the youth forum we had, even Pam was there. We it was a good time, and
Hmm.
then and then
Then what happened?
and then here it comes, because election is coming up.
What happened?
Okay, well,
Elaborate.
Election is coming up. People,
Uh huh.
people pick their
Picking
sides. The
sides.
young people
well,
pick their sides.
I'm glad
So
you
Right.
brought that
sometimes you
up.
are a little bit conflicted.
I'm glad you
Okay.
brought that up because just to skim over it very lightly,
Hmm.
election is a beautiful thing.
Hmm.
Having your own opinion is a beautiful thing. That's
Of
what makes
course.
us individuals, to have your own train of thought, to have your own mindset. That's what makes each person. However, election doesn't excuse further degenerating, like trying to separate the community. Election doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It can be something as simple as it's normal. Like it's a normal thing. Election is a very normal thing. It doesn't have to be the thing where we're chucking blows at each other. It doesn't have to be that. You don't
Let
have to
me,
chunk blows at each other to get your point across. It doesn't work that way.
Summer.
Go
Let me
ahead.
ask. Let me ask you guys a question.
Hmm.
Um. Do you guys watch like the national elections?
I do. I follow it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you guys part of the community elections last year?
I
No,
sure
well, not
was.
last year,
Yes, for
but
Rufus Tati, I was.
okay. So in elections, from what I've observed,
Right.
it's almost like a battle,
It's a
right?
battle. It's a battle.
It's a battle, right?
Well, okay,
Um,
for me, I don't want to use the term battle. I don't.
it's a
I feel like
battle.
battle is an aggressive word. So I don't want
But
to
what
use the
else is
term
it?
battle. It's it's just each keep going, I'll think of a word. But I don't want I'm retracting battle. It's not a battle. Go ahead.
Don't sugarcoat it, right? This is not. If we were in the village, right, we would be on a knitting, palava hut, things like that. Right, we'll be right. We'll say, okay, Pam, you'll be president. Okay, all right, y'all put your hand up. Everybody put their
Right.
hand up. All right. Florence, be vice president. Anybody that want it, okay, put your hand up. Very, very simple town hall kind of setting.
Right.
But when you have elections, right,
Mhm.
and that's part of our constitution, it's going to be a battle.
Oh yeah.
For me,
It
I'm
could
not
be.
going to
Or you
sugarcoat
mean
it.
you should say competition, not a battle. It's gonna.
Battle,
Uh-huh.
competition,
Uh-huh. Thank you,
flying
Flo.
election
That's
a
my.
battle,
It can
man.
be
No, Daddy. Only you
a
want to make it a
friendly.
battle.
It can
But
be
a
a
battle is a
friendly. It
competition.
can be a friendly
But
competition.
a
It
battle
don't have to
sounds
A
more
be.
violent.
friendly. Have
It
you
can
watched?
be.
Have you watched any? Have you
Trust
observed any
me. I know
election
my Uncle Trump.
that
I
is
know my Uncle Trump.
uh,
You gotta tell me.
uh right?
Fatima,
Exactly.
Fatima,
Okay. Now, Pam, go ahead. I know. Shake your head. All
Get
right.
ready,
so
cause it's coming out of here. And they on the hammer.
Hey guys,
since
let's keep
for
it
me,
very
since
very
I've been,
cordial.
to be honest, I want for you to speak on this, to be on, and I want you to be so honest, Fatty. Since for my past years, I've been in Indiana.
All right,
This
cool.
election, this November election is one of the most election that I see a lot of things going on. Than all the
Mm.
past election that been going on in Indiana. This election coming up, this is the
But
only election that I see a
let me
lot
get
of,
it out, man.
I should say red flag, a lot of
Okay.
red flags been passing around the place. This is the more hectic election because everybody have stuff to say.
Mm-hmm.
So why you think that? Last
Well,
couple years ago when Rufa Tati was running against I think Bada, I can't remember who.
Mhm.
It was not like this.
No,
It
wow,
was
But
not
it
but
like
was
it
this.
was it was like this. But
it
what I
it
will say,
was
No,
it was
it
no.
worse
was
When
the
than
I,
this.
when
most.
I
It
mean it
was
wasn't
like
like
this.
this, it wasn't a lot of personal things was said. A lot of the personal things that was said about Bada, it was the stuff Bada did to the youth, a lot of youth within this community, which was different. But
My sister
now
in
it's a
law
lot
said
of personal things about family, kids,
my
just a lot of
Well, it
stuff
was the
going
same
on.
thing, Pam. It was, it was the same
so
thing. My
so
sister-in-law
It
No,
was the
said,
I don't know even inside, but it was this. It seemed like it was worse.
no, this one is West.
Well, from
This
your
is the West one.
for your perspective, let's say that.
yeah, and you know why it's like this is because of personal. People are mixing
Yeah,
personal business
Tutu said
with
it
the
was
community.
worse. For Tutu said
Tutu, why
it
aren't you
was.
online? Tutu, please get on
She said
live
she
and speak
busy.
to
Tutu
Tutu
us.
is
said
taking
it.
tests.
so
Tutu taking tests.
Then how
Tutu
she
said it
read
was
this?
so
worse. No,
wait,
I
Pam.
go
That's
ahead,
what
Fatih. Let me let you
So
talk.
are you asking me what's mine? Because it looks like you guys already talked about it.
No, we
Talked
haven't
about
really.
what?
No, I'm
We
just
didn't. We
trying to
never
say
brought
which
up.
one you think was really like, because you've been within this politics. For me, I'm not a politician. I don't know politics. You know, that's why I'm asking
I
you.
hate
I
politics.
feel this one kind of west.
Ma,
What do
let me
you
drink my.
think?
Sorry,
Let me drink my
Patty.
wine. Let
Well,
me drink my wine to that.
Yo, why don't me
well,
finish?
well. Florence, I know you're not in the chat room.
Yo, please.
Pam,
You need to go out there.
What boy is that,
Pam
ma?
and Sama, I know that you guys just got at it.
I did. I just got at it.
So you guys wouldn't understand the magnitude of how far the election went last year.
Yes. I know I heard about it. I
Um,
was not in the chat room to view it, but I definitely heard about
right.
how far it went.
I was
Okay.
in the chat room.
Oh,
Okay.
you were
Okay.
executed from the chat room.
I got.
Okay.
It's just the same thing I'm trying to say, Fatima. I'm not cutting you off. I was in the chat room, but I got
Okay.
kicked out of the chat room when my brother passed away because it was a lot of personal things that was said within that chat room and come from the
Okay.
same old folks. That's why you see when I come up in this community and saying certain things, people don't understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I got kicked out of that chat room because there was a lot of personal thing that was said on my late brother. So when I came on to expose myself, they kicked me out. We're all even talking.
Okay.
Well, who
So
now let me
it's
ask. I'm
okay.
sorry, Fatima. Who no, which administration was that?
What do you as
Um,
far as what?
When she got kicked out of the chat room because she said, "Oh, the jet kicked me out." So I want her to clarify which administration
I
was.
don't
I
I
don't. I don't
don't
think
No, I
it
was
was
know.
asking
Rufa
Pam.
Tati.
I was asking
Oh,
Pam which
okay.
I don't
administration
remember
under
it was.
her.
I don't think it was Rufa Tati. I don't think so. I don't think it
Okay.
was.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, Fatima.
I think it was Ivan. Yes, it was Ivan. It was Ivan.
Okay.
It
Well,
was
there's nothing really for me to say.
It was
Like
Yan.
like someone just said, there's no clean election.
Right.
There's no clean election. Politics is a dirty game. Even if it comes down at the community level, I didn't realize it, but it is like
Right.
that. So
Um.
that's
What
just how it is.
I want to ask you here, since you are the youth chair for all the youth in the community, and this is a public platform that everybody is viewing. What
Of course.
would you like to see from the youth in this election that coming up?
great
What do you expect?
question.
What standard do you want to hold the youth to?
Well, like I stated in the chat room,
Hmm.
um, the youth, they have a choice which side to pick. Right?
Right.
I'm not nobody's mom. I'm not nobody, so I cannot tell them where to go, who to choose. However, um I do encourage respect in dialogues. I I think is the number one thing, right? Because we can disagree to, to agree. But when it comes to like throwing insults and those kind of things, I'm not for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next question, I feel like I can ask you this because you've been working with LAI for some time now. What from from because we all learn from past. Everybody learns
Right.
from their past. So being that we saw how dirty the last community election got, what is the community doing now? LAI officials, what are they gonna set in place now to try to avoid that this year? What are they? Are they are like what can we look forward to them trying? What standards are they going to try to set to not have a repeat of the same thing, or are they just going to sit back and just let it happen all over again?
Well, that I'm not the spokesperson for the organization.
Of course,
However, the election commissioners are the one who lay out these guidelines, right?
right,
Um, so that way that the election process itself goes smoothly. As far
Mm-hmm.
as uh, monitoring what goes on in the chat room, those are geared towards that is the responsibility of you know um, if you see something, say something, and then like I believe the vice president and the
Very good
president
down.
have authority to take to take actions. That's all I know.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me just state this, because I'm sure, like I said, it's public information. You've been witness to some of the various attacks that have been going on in the chat room.
Hmm.
Um, for me, what I hope to see, I really would like to see the community step up. Not just stand back. I would like to see some rules put into place
Who is that?
to try to avoid
Mhm.
following the same steps from last year because we only hurting
Mm.
ourselves. Because we can't say, okay, because election Benin will be going at each other so bad, going at each other so bad.
Right.
When election finish, what will happen? We'll come,
Well,
Mhm.
What
Sama,
make you
if
we'll,
laughing?
we'll put
well,
everything
Sama,
aside and come back together.
Can
if
I
that's
come
the
in?
case,
The
if that's
thing
the
about
case, then
the personal feelings, I feel like after election, a lot of people stay away because a lot of things was said. So a lot of people stay away after election. That's what I've
Let's
noticed.
Fatima, let's give Tutu a chance to make a statement because she just got in.
okay,
Then you can go ahead after Tutu.
sure.
Go
Hello,
ahead.
guys. How are you?
Hello, cousin. We're good. How you doing?
I'm good, cousin. So,
What happened
uh,
after the party?
The
We'll
win.
what?
I
go
like
back to
popcorn.
Someone will
war too.
win.
Okay, concerning this election, I feel is it gets personal. A lot of people are taking it personal. I understand election, is when it comes to a certain aspect, I know there's a lot of jabs that is thrown, but sometimes you have to understand when you're making a statement, these statements go a long way. So there are certain things, you understand, we are a little community. And yes, we're trying to evolve. Yes, we're trying to come together. So even with that, you have to be very careful on what you say, even if it's an election, you have to be very careful on what you say. You understand? We cannot bash each other. And then at the same time, once this election is done, and then we're like, okay, then how can we come together? No, because there's a lot of personal stuff that was said. You
Yeah,
understand? So you don't want that personal conflict
Hard feelings.
to hard feelings to be involved in our election because at the end of the day, if you throw jabs at me and you hit him below the belt,
I will hear you
there
on your toes.
there is no way, you understand, that I would want to be involved because I feel like this is we shouldn't take this election so personal when
It's,
it comes to our community. You
yeah.
understand?
Well,
Is
it's no clean election tutu, like my sister-in-law said,
there's no clean election. No, there's
but
no
it's
clean
I
election.
understand.
None. There is none.
There's
No
no
clean
clean
But
election.
election. No, there is not. But
it's
at
a
the end of the
certain
day,
way.
you
I
have to know
understand.
what you're saying. This is not.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
You
my
guys are
point.
making.
The
You
thing
guys
is,
are making
you guys
election like
comparing
it's.
us, you guys comparing whole different thing here. We're comparing our little community election where nobody getting paid for to a whole worldwide election. No, this
Taking it
community
to a
election
whole
needs to
nother
be
aspect.
Yeah,
this community
let's
election
let
needs
Tutu
to
finish her
be
statement.
restructured.
Let's let Tutu finish her statement.
Mm.
Go ahead, Tutu.
We're letting this election go to a whole nother level. I understand there is no. You understand?
we need to put all that energy into,
We need
Yeah,
we need
what
to
I'm
put all that
saying.
energy. If I feel like it's animosity. I feel like
it's in a
it's
mind. Has
that's what it is right now. It's
You know what,
animosity.
sis?
And then at the end of the day, when certain people win, you understand, then you want the whole community to come together. The
right.
community cannot
No,
come together. And that was the problem doing Rufus and Bala
and by that time,
campaign. You understand? It was a whole lot of animosity. So when it came down to it, you have certain individuals that did not want to be bothered with the
Some
community.
of it is just Pe- Peter being jealous of Paul. That's it.
You understand? So a lot of people, and and I can tell you that for a fact. I love Joseph. I can say that all the time. But with Joseph and Bala doing that campaign, once Tati, campaign won, once Tati can't won. Joseph, all of them was not involved. You understand? Nobody was involved with the community. It became a personal issue. Fatima, you yourself, you know that we talked on this several times.
Even y'all
You
was not
understand?
involved.
We have we have communicated
Most of
no
y'all,
because
was
jabs
not
are being
involved.
thrown. We want to find a way.
No,
And
We
this
stop
thing
stop
not
stop throwing jabs. You
Let's
understand?
nobody's throwing
let's let
jabs.
Fatima
There
go
are a
ahead.
lot of jabs. What do you mean nobody's throwing jabs?
Let's
Fighting my cousin. You understand? Nobody. Yes, there
But
was jabs
Tutu,
throwing.
exactly. A lot of
let's
people
let's
saying too much personal
the
stuff.
same person
let's
throwing
let
I
jabs.
feel
Fatima
like
go ahead.
Oh, but
Let's
I feel
let
like
Fatima go ahead and speak.
I no, I
listen,
feel like fighting as you understand me. You know, if you're wrong, I will tell you you're wrong. If you're right, I'll support you 100%.
No,
You
no, it's
understand?
okay.
I feel like as the youth cheer, a lot of people look up to you. You
right.
understand? You're not understanding it because you feeling like okay, once a certain group of people they understand you, that's all that matters.
That's
No, that that's exactly how
Tutu,
that's how you're taking it. No,
right.
I
I'm
want
telling
to talk.
no, I'm telling you, I want you to listen. When I'm done talking, then you can say
Oh,
whatever it is that you want to say.
Damn.
But
okay,
you understand?
because how you coming at me,
No,
yeah,
listen,
Tutu.
listen.
it
No, I'm
depends how
not
you
coming.
say
I'm not
things.
coming at you.
Yeah, it depends how
I'm
you
not
say
coming
things.
at you on
Okay.
a certain way. I'm telling you.
How do you-
As a youth, you
Yeah.
say election. There's no to do. So let me say my own. But as you understand, I feel like as a youth chairman, or
Go ahead, Lulu. Listen.
Wait, we were like,
they're saying disclaimer. Now you put disclaimer on me.
I was like,
You put disclaimer. Now you put
Let me
disclaimer on me.
let me put it out right now before we go any further.
So I feel a lot of you may not know it, you may not understand it right now, but a lot of people they look up to you. A lot of people when you step into that position, you step in for the youth. You understand? And you cannot be one sided. You always have to look the other way because when you're doing something, these are the same people that you cannot say, oh, let's put all our feelings aside. That's politics. No, it's not going to happen like that because yes, it's politics, but others are taking it very personal. So as a youth chair, if you cannot be on both sides or be a common mediator, that's all. You don't have to pick sides, but just be a mediator. Sometimes
Okay,
you just
Tutu.
listen.
Let Fatima go ahead and speak on what you just stated. Let her go ahead and clarify.
See, Tutu, so the last part in the statement is the most powerful part of it.
That's why I
Um,
said,
that that recommendation is much better than what you told me in the chat room with all these people watching, looking, monitoring, saying that you know um
Yes, we get it.
the youth in the community do not take me serious and will never take me serious, and I
You
took
can't
that as
say that.
something.
You can't say would never take me serious.
I
I
take
took
you
no
serious.
No,
That's
no,
what
it
Tutu
was it was
said.
it was a
I
statement that I
take you
made on the
serious
group
when
chat.
I'm really
Oh, okay,
against
okay,
you.
Yes.
okay.
It was a
So
statement I made on the group
Oh,
chat.
okay. It was a statement. Okay,
Damn,
go ahead,
that's
Fatih.
low.
right. So you know what, and that just makes me to want to do more, right? Because for me, I take criticism as something which is a driving wheel for what I do. So like you said, I wish that how you said this was what you was gonna put in there,
Hmm.
instead of coming at me harsh. Because keep in mind, just because I'm the youth leader does not mean I'm
No, but
going
I
to
have to set my
condone.
feelings
I'm going to
aside. Not because you're my family. Me, I can't come at you harsh.
Let her talk now. Let it get through.
right, right. So
Mm-hmm.
then, right. So then, do not expect me to also take it light. And I did respond to you. I said, even even if it's one person that takes me serious, that's enough for me. I'm
Right.
not asking for validation because this is voluntary work. A
Right.
lot of us young people do not want to take that responsibility, and I did.
Right. That's a major. That's why
Hmm.
So
I said I commend you for that because that's a serious load that you are throwing on your shoulder.
but like you said, I will do my best. It's just that once the president does something, I don't want to go back and be doing this and that. I don't want to do that.
Right.
Hmm.
That's why I just let him take his action as to how he wants to.
Right. Of course, because he's in charge at the end of the day.
Hmm.
Well, Tutu, you wasn't here. Ooh, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. But one of the questions I asked earlier, and I would like to hear, what you have to say about this, um, was just I'm gonna kind of swing back around to mental health in African homes. I
Hmm.
will, as far as women empower, and then mental health and women empowerment within the African settings. What do you make of it?
Mental health and mental health comes in so many shapes and forms. You understand? The way how I can handle a certain situation is not how you can handle a certain situation. Everybody has a breaking point. And when it comes to our African home, they just expect you to have a tough skin.
Well,
When Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I was asking another question, so finish up your statement because I want to ask you another question.
They expect you to have a tough skin. Um and that when you speak of something, the only thing they'll tell you, oh, you'll be okay. No, I won't be okay because you don't know. This is what I'm telling you that I'm going through. You understand? And instead of me coming to somebody, for example, I go to Flo. Flo is my family. I go to her and I'm telling her, Flo, I'm feeling really depressed. You understand? It's something I don't know how to handle it. I'm feeling a certain type of way. As a family, I want you. How can you handle that situation besides telling me, "Oh, you'll be okay," or "Oh, it's not anything." You understand? And our
Right.
Africans, we don't know how to handle depression. We don't know how to basically be there for each other.
Tell me about it,
Wait,
my
Tutu.
sister. Jemase, but how will you not have tough skin when your own family be coming at your throat and mad critical? Yeah.
You
It's just
understand?
the mind. It's
No,
just the
but
mindset they bring us up in.
it's the exactly it's the mindset. So that's what they're expecting of you to have that tough skin. So then when something happens, nobody know how to handle the situation. But I came to you and I spoke on the situation. You didn't handle it. You didn't do anything. You understand? You just tell me, oh, you'll be okay. You understand? Say for example, marriage. Somebody is going through violence. You understand? Oh, it's okay. He will change. But then this man is constantly beating you. Nothing is changing, but my family is telling me to just sit there and be okay with it. I'm going through a whole lot. I'm
I
going through,
feel you need to make your own decision. Your family cannot make that decision for you.
but you reach out to family. You understand? It's the
For
same
the
with the
support.
community.
For the
It's it's
support.
it's the support. So with mental issue, we don't know how to handle mental issue. We make it worse than to make it better. You understand? If you say, okay, I want to go to therapy, they tell you go to therapy for what? Therapy is not therapy. Therapy that white people
But you
stuff.
are a grown up.
You're not understanding. Okay,
All
for
she's
example,
stating, all she's stating, let me answer back. All she's stating is simply as if you can be as old as Matusla or you can be as young. People, everybody needs support. Some things,
Oh
everybody
my
needs
God.
that
What's that
mental.
again?
Everybody needs that mental support. At the end of the day, you can be making decision falls on each person's shoulders, but to make a decision on certain things is not easy to it don't come that easily to everybody. Even
right?
after you make that decision, who's gonna be in your corner?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Fatih.
No, when you guys have finished talking about mental health, then we'll
Okay,
see.
I have another
No,
question for you, Tutu. Another question that I asked the ladies up here, and I would really like to have your input on it. My other question I asked was about the elders. I asked them. I said, "Do you guys feel some of the things going on with the youth in the community? Do you feel like the elders kind of stay out of it because
Yeah.
they don't want to be disrespected?"
Well, what's going on in the community as how?
As far as just was like prime example, the chat room, all this stuff that's been going on in the chat room. I feel as though maybe the elders can step in and say something about it. But then again, if somebody step in,
In
would it not
in
get
the
caught?
in
Would
the
it not
chat
get
room,
disrespected?
in the chat room, how I really feel in the chat room, and a lot of the elders, because the youth are saying that they're mature, they're grown. You understand? That they want to be considered
And
adults. But then you're going back and forth. You
Tutu,
understand? If
right.
Mm.
this Fatima again, this don't do Kone,
I'm listening
Kone,
to you.
Please still battle her, yeah.
I
Kone,
know. I'm listening to her.
So the youth that came out and said, "Okay, we're grown. The adults are not giving us a chance. The older people are not giving us a chance." And then you come in the chat room and you display that. So yes, a lot of them feel they don't want to be disrespected. Prime example, my uncle. You understand? Fatima and Florence' dad. If my uncle was to come out and say something, they throw jabs at him. You
Right.
understand? So with that, it makes them just sit back and don't say, what he wants to say. So how can you educate someone that feels there too? They already know it.
Fatima, not Fatima, but Tutu. Have you been following the show,
Huh?
or how long have you been following this show?
Who's
No, I'm
who's
saying like this particular show. Have you been watching it since we came on here? Because I have a question. That's why I'm asking you this.
no, I've not been watching it. I just
Okay, so earlier in the show, I gave a scenario. I guess
somebody's phone has a really bad echo.
Florence, can you please mute or
let me. Oh,
Pam, you
okay.
mute your phone,
I'll go
please?
ahead and mute them. Um. Okay. Can you hear me better?
I
No,
don't think it's me.
Okay. I
It
think we
was
have.
my phone.
Oh, that's the problem. We have two cash loads here. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's better.
It's not better on my side.
Okay, can you hear now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, earlier in the show, I gave a scenario. I have
Mhm.
about my two good friends, Peter and Paul. It was Paul and Peter. Okay, Paul and Peter. I gave two good scenario. I gave a really good scenario about Peter and Paul. I said
Mhm.
Paul came up with. Paul had an idea. Paul came up with
Mhm.
this idea. Peter saw Paul idea. Peter said, "Oh, Paul." No, well, Peter said it to himself. Peter said, "Oh, Paul, you know what?" Peter said to himself, "Oh, I like Paul idea." So Peter
Mhm.
went and started and did and copy Paul's idea.
Mhm.
Now instead of Peter coming up to say, "Oh, Paul, thank you for giving me the idea. I really like it. I like it." Peter said, "Oh, Paul, my team better than your team. Matter of fact, just go sit and say." And I stated this because I said this is the mentality we have. Well, some Liberians have, and my question to you, I guess, what do you feel about this?
What do I feel about what?
How instead of instead of us building each other up,
Mhm.
we try to like
Mentality.
the competition conversation we're having. Instead of building each other and helping each other, because everybody comes to the table with something. So instead of us
Mhm.
taking all our ideas and building it up, we want to take our ideas and make it like, oh, my idea better than your idea, or your idea better than my idea. When in actuality, it should be, what your idea? What my idea? Oh, that's your idea. Okay, let's bring it together.
It sounds great. It would be wonderful if that was actually, if it actually does happen. Um, to me, I see there's nothing wrong with a friendly competition. Understand? If you're doing something, I come to you and I see you doing something. Fatima is doing something. You understand? I
Mhm.
come to you, or Samar, you're doing this. How can I do it? You turn me down, but I go to Fatima. Fatima, how can you're doing this? I want to know, how did you do this? Fatima helps me out. You understand? Fatima shows me. You understand? And yes, Fatima shows me, but I take it to a whole nother level. You understand? Even I reach out to Fatima, she showed me what all she went through. I go to somebody above Fatima. You understand? Once I get to that level of where Fatima is, okay, how can I better myself? You understand? I move on. So with being a competition or to getting where Fatima is, a lot of people see it as, oh, I'm being jealous or I want what she has. You
Right,
understand?
right.
It can't be like that. It just simply, oh, I see my sister eating. I want to eat too. You understand? Can my sister help me eat? But it's always with Liberian people. It's always, oh, she jealous of me. She want what I have. Oh, they were just sitting there. They're not doing this one, but because I'm not doing that, I can't. They won't be inside it too. No, you
Okay.
understand? They got McDonald's all over the place. They got Burger King all over the place. You
I would
understand?
like to
Wow.
further set my scenario up. Okay, let's say for example, right? My scenario, we in a village. Peter and Paul in a village, okay?
You and your Peter and Paul.
Use Please use different name, not Peter. Use John and Flobo.
Okay, John and Flomo in the John and Flomo in the village. Okay, I'm bringing somebody else in. I'm I'll bring it in. Give me you already not there, John. Okay, let's say no, that's not my name. No,
Send your Goliath.
I'll bring it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, okay. We in okay. John Stanson in the village, and I bring in the village town chief. Okay, we'll just call him village town chief. And the village town chief said, "Oh, man, the village town, the village town chief have more say over the people, have influence over the people in the village." So the
Mhm.
village town chief came and said, "Oh, Flomo." And I told you,
Join
John,
Flomo.
John Flomo. They say, oh Flomo, you know what? Your idea is better than John. That's another problem we have, but that's for another day. But however, we are reaching
What's the problem with
one
it?
hour and 35 minutes. So I wanted to wrap it up around 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if you guys have any last things to say before we head out, you can go ahead and then we can go ahead and shut the show down.
As for me, I really don't have nothing to say. I just feel like it reaches a point we all in this community getting older. We need to set a path for the little ones that are coming up. We need to come together. Everybody needs to put the differences aside and just be united. If your friend wrong you, you're able to express yourself to your friend. Don't say it to nobody because that's how news can go. Because the next person you're trying to tell going to add it up and carry it. So if you can't tell your friend what's going on, just let it be. Cause talk, escalate stuff, and that's another problem. So we all need to come together as ones. We're all getting older. The little kids, it's a lot of little children coming up. What we doing?
but
Nothing.
you know
COVID,
what?
COVID brought us together.
It's not always the younger ones that are honestly.
No,
Let me
I'm
just
speaking
let me
on
be
us right
honest tonight.
now. I'm
It's
speaking
not the
on
younger
us, the
ones.
young people right
It's not
now.
the younger ones that are tearing up the community. It's the older
It's
ones.
not, yeah, it doesn't fall solely on the, I wouldn't say it falls solely on the youth.
It's not the youth. If you look at it, the older ones. You understand? If I take you as a mother, you understand, and everybody know I take you as a mother. And that mother, if you can feel comfortable enough to go out there and say something that is completely, not true. But because everybody knows me and you and how close we are, you understand? So it's easy for them to believe whatever it is that you come out and say. You
Right.
understand? Again, guilty by association. So a lot of the times when people go out there and they give out false information, you understand, is the adults that are making it, and then they fall back again. And then when the youth misbehave, they say, "Oh, they're rude, they're disrespectful, this one is that one." No, but if you go and you say something about me, I have every right to retaliate. I have every right to come out and say whatever it is that I want to say or do. You understand? So I myself too, I can go out
Your
and
phone,
say
my
anything
boy.
about. You understand? So in our community, people just have to be very mindful of what they say. You're destroying other people, and you're thinking it's okay, it's funny, is gossip. You go and you laugh about it, but when you're carrying these talks, what good is it doing
I
for
said,
you?
bring your
Has
tablet. Come in
is it
here.
is it paying your bills? If you go out there and
All
you
right,
talk
turn the
about
light
me,
on.
is it paying your
Turn
bills?
the light on.
So do you find joy in destroying somebody else? So that's what you're telling me, that you're so little about you feel so little about yourself. You feel so little about your life and everything that you think that you're accomplished that comes down to nothing but false, you know, false rumors that you can sit and talk. So that means you're not the person that you say you are. You understand?
Aw, thanks,
You're not
sucker
you're
lady.
not who you say you are. You don't
Thanks,
portray who
sucker
you
lady,
say
Samoa.
you are.
Oh,
You
sorry
understand?
to do.
So people just have to be very mindful of the things they say and the things they do and stuff. So I always say, what I can't do to others, I don't want, what I don't want done to myself, I cannot do to others. And I strongly live by that. So
Um,
it's either, and I tell my cousin Fatim all the time, and we talk, and if don't mind the attack. We
Lord,
talk, and when
Jesus.
we talk for hours. We would be on that phone for hours. So, um, if
Yes, God.
so if I'm going back and forth with her on the chat room, nobody just jump inside. Just let me do. Just let me do all when
I'm
when
with
she
you
come
too.
with my phone.
well,
That different talk.
Fatima,
So
do you have
Yep.
anything to say before we close? My wine almost finished, so the show coming in.
Bring
Yeah.
my own.
So I just wanna tell you guys
I,
thank you
I
for.
want some of my lip. They said my lip was swollen. I had sore all around my mouth. I
But
want,
show it.
I want some.
Show
I
it.
wish-
Click on
Um.
the
Go
camera.
ahead. Go ahead, Fatima.
So yeah. I want to say thank you for bringing me on to clarify some things and to answer some questions. I know that elections is coming up, and definitely it's not going to be something friendly. Just being honest. Um, but I do want us to still hold ourselves responsible for what we are doing and for what we are saying.
Of course,
Tutu, you said something about we shouldn't be destroying others, and you said that I should be a mediator. Um, that's why I question you when someone comes in the back, give you information for you to post in that chat room, and you expect answers from it. It's not going to happen. Um, so because I don't want our community being destroyed, and if that's what you are preaching, then I believe that we should all act on our own words. Um, and ladies, thanks again. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you,
for the
Fatima.
hard work.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming on tonight. I
Yeah, but
appreciate
we
it.
all.
We are reaching an hour and 45 minutes. So I
Thanks
want to
everybody for
thank
watching.
everybody.
We'll be back again.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it.
This is just the
Uh,
prelude.
thank you, Kim. Well, thank you guys for tuning into the Logan's Hour tonight. As you guys saw, we did things a little differently tonight. Hopefully, we can do this more often, get more people incorporated. Thank you guys for all coming on, watching, and being a part of such a great movement that was started here to build this community. And I want this to continue on because we can only build each other up. I don't want nobody to tear each other down. Thank you. Have a good night.